Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to How to Be a Boss channel, and today I want to talk to you about false rape allegations against men. Before I begin this video, I would like to say that rape is an abhorrent act and should not be tolerated in society. Any man who is found to have committed rape deserves to be imprisoned, and any sentence they receive from the courts of the land. Rape is such a horrendous act to commit against a woman that any allegations of rape is taken very seriously by the police and the courts, and quite rightly so. The lives of those involved in rape changes forever, and that's why men should be aware of situations where they are putting themselves in danger. To try and help men not get into these situations, a noted former prosecutor, John Davis, who has prosecuted rape and sexual assault cases, wrote a book called How to Avoid False Accusations of Rape. This book contains a thorough discussion of the new affirmative consent laws. This book is a quick study for sexually active men, for men who are in constant contact with women in work or social environments, and for men going to college. Studies indicate that over 60% of accusations of rape that women make against men are false. There are no known cases of men falsely accusing a woman of rape. Women make false accusations of rape against men most commonly for the following reasons. 1. To extort money from the man. 2. To gain attention. 3. For revenge. And 4. To cover up sexual activity with someone else. Let's go through some cases where the following 4 points happened. Number 1. To extort money from the man or the courts. Gemma Beale from Hounslow, West London, was jailed for 10 years in August 2017 after claiming she was sexually assaulted by 6 men and raped by 9 over the space of 3 years. She challenged her conviction for perjury and perverting the course of justice and her 10-year sentence. Her bid was rejected by 3 judges at the Court of Appeal. The judges told the court that one of the men Beale accused of rape in 2010, Mahad Kasimi, was tried twice and jailed for 7 years. His conviction was quashed by the Court of Appeal in 2015 after his defence team and the Crown Prosecution Service was alerted to serious doubts over Beale's allegations. She had been awarded £11,000 by the Criminal Injuries Compensation Authority and had told a former girlfriend she had lied to get the money, the court heard. I think the judge in this case summed it up perfectly when she said, "The idea that a woman could send an innocent man to prison for years solely so she could obtain compensations beggars belief." Point number 2, to gain attention. Tawana Brawley was 15 years old in 1987 when she was found covered with feces and wrapped in garbage bags outside the Pavilion condominiums in Wappinging Falls, New York. Tawana appeared to have undergone an extreme traumatic experience. Parts of her hair were cut off, her pants were slightly burned, and there was a racial slur scrawled across her body. Tawana told authorities that for 4 days she had been held against her will and repeatedly raped by a gang of white men, one of whom she claimed had a police badge. Public response to Tawana's story was at first mostly sympathetic and became national news. Bill Cosby offered a $25,000 reward for information on the case, while Don King pledged $100,000 towards Tawana's education. In 1987, more than 1,000 people, including Nation of Islam leader Louis Farrakhan, marched through the streets of New York in support of Tawana's story. After hearing evidence from 180 witnesses who saw 250 exhibits and recorded more than 6,000 pages of testimony, a grand jury concluded in October 1988 that Borley had not been a victim of a forcible sexual assault, and that she herself may have created the appearance of such an attack. 3. Revenge. When Pavan Gupta turned 24, his parents began pressuring him to marry in India. When they introduced him to a girl he liked, Gupta ended his relationship with his present girlfriend, Geeta Jan, telling her he could not disappoint his parents. He said, "I liked her, but I didn't want to spend the rest of my life with her. I always told her I was an only child and would have to go along with my parents' choice." As Gupta was preparing for his wedding, Jan went to the Delhi police and accused him of rape. She said she had slept with him only on promise of marriage, and since he had not married her, consent was procured on a false pretext, making the sex rape. Gupta's mother had a heart attack a week after she learned of the accusation against him. She died a few days later. His fiancée called off the wedding. He lost his job and his peace of mind was destroyed. The trial is dragging on because Jane frequently does not attend the hearings. The Supreme Court in India has ruled that rape cannot be invoked in cases of consensual sex after a relationship ends and the man declines to marry the woman for whatever reasons. The judges said a clear distinction had to be drawn between the two, but the ruling is of no help to Gupta. His life has been already shattered by the allegations. 4. To cover up sexual activity. On October the 15th, 2016, police were dispatched to St. Vincent's Medical Centre to investigate a sexual assault complaint. Police said Nikki Jovino told them that she had attended a Sacred Heart Football Club party the night before at a house at Lakeside Drive in Bridgeport. Police said the girl claimed the two men pulled her into a bathroom in the basement of the house. Police said she told officers that she had told the men, "I don't want to be in here. I don't want to do anything. My friends are waiting for me outside. Let me go outside." She told officers that the two men held her down and each took a turn sexually assaulting her. Police said both men admitted having sex with Nikki Jovina in the bathroom, but said it was consensual. Detective Cotto Jr. questioned Jovina again 3 months later at her Long Island home. She admitted that she made up the allegation of sexual assault against the football players because it was the first thing that came to mind, and she didn't want to lose another male student as a friend and potential boyfriend, according to the arrest warrant affidavit. She stated that she believed when the other male student heard the allegation, it would make him angry and sympathetic to her. After it was found that Jovina had lied to the police, she was sentenced to 1 year in jail for her false accusations against the two football players. I'm also going to add one extra point to this, which is number 5, too drunk to consent. USC student Armand Purji met another female student at a bar when the woman in question was already drunk. CCTV cameras at the bar saw the girl put her arms around Armand and lead him by the arm into a taxi to Armand's Kappa Sigma frat house. Once at the frat house, the woman was so drunk that Armand needed to carry her upstairs, and Armand's frat brothers thought it was too risky to have her there. Armand and the lady then headed to her dorm, where the woman's roommate walked in at 1 a.m. to see the couple having sex in the common room area. An hour later, after Armand had left the dorm, the flatmates went into the common area to find the woman nude and passed out. The flatmates tried to wake her up, but couldn't and took her to hospital. When the woman woke up in hospital, she remembered nothing and was asking the officer how could someone have done this to her, and she was too drunk to consent. The following morning, police officers showed up at Armand's frat house and charged him with rape based on what the woman had said. It was only when the CCTV in the bar was revealed that the judge dismissed the case. He said, "I believe that there was consent. There is a very strong indication that the alleged victim in this case was the initiator." What does this case teach us? That if a woman is too drunk, then you should not try anything physical with her, because if she can't remember what happened, then she might think you did something to her against her will. Mr. Armand ignored this fact that the woman was too drunk, that even his frat brothers didn't want her in the dorms, which is a major warning sign missed. Thirdly, he was only saved by the CCTV cameras showing her initiating the encounters, which shows that you need some form of evidence of consent to avoid being accused.